himself.
It's crazy.
I mean, his brain works differently to be able to do that anyway, but it really also helps that he cuts a lot. He doesn't like to waste airtime. So sometimes,
your
sometimes it depends on the show, obviously, but
what
we'll do a
keeps you
little
coming
music
back
or
year
whatever
after
about,
year?
you know,
I truly
being
do
in
love what I
or
do,
whatever,
and I love
but it's
2K,
never
I love playing the game,
too long.
and
You know,
I
we
love
don't let
achieving my
that
goals.
conversation be the conversation
So
we're having.
honestly, being
We
4
always
times
bring
global
it back to,
legend,
okay,
it's something I dedicated myself to, and I had a lot of
to make sure that people know that
hard
we're
journeys
but
getting here,
we gotta talk about what we plan on talking about. He's very, very serious about
my
the
limits
show.
I didn't even know I could exceed. I love it. I love playing it. I love grinding it. I love streaming it. I love the community I've built around 2K, and you know,
show. In our business, that is an insanely long show, and he does it as his show. So he can do all of that by himself if he needs to.
Obviously, for you, because you have your solo podcast.
I haven't done this podcast
you haven't done it for a while.
Yeah, but I have one for several years.
But while you were doing
a fast-paced game today,
your show, right? Was the upside for you to leave the Skip and Shannon show, which is the biggest show on the network, to go to Colin? Was it because you were able to have because you had your own segment every day? Were you able to kind of you were able to get your shit off? You know?
Yeah,
it was that the upside, or what made you want to make that move?
It was partly, obviously a different role and a more expanded speaking role. When I first went to Colin, it was still just, the news updates. He'd bring me in here and there, but it took a little time for us to build up the muscle of him being able to just lean on me when he needed to. It's trust and chemistry.
Right.
I had done the show a lot, so I already knew the beats of the show because I was fill in on her a lot when I was doing Undisputed. So we already knew how to do the show together, but what the show was going to feel like together just took a little time. And us doing it from home during the pandemic actually really helped us a lot because we just had to talk.
That's all you had to do.
That's all we had to do.
You have nothing else going on.
Yeah. But for me, my goal was always to be in the role that I'm in now. And it was important to me to always keep growing in the business. So I did 2 years of Undisputed, and I felt like I had, mastered that role. And there were, I kind of hit the ceiling of how much better I was going to get at that role. And I was ready to try something different and, get into a new challenge and a different type of show. So it was never that, I didn't want to work with her. I'm not doing that show. It was just time for me to go to a new role. So, yeah, and similarly, that's why
it seems these teams like to get out on the break and run as much as possible, Greg.
Hey, BA, get your popcorn. There'll be a lot of speed out there, almost a track meet. Believe that. Yeah, you see each side has a great deal of speed. Both teams will be looking to play to their strength and get easy buckets in transition.
All right, let's check out the starting lineup for the Trailblazers. Grant and Nurkic, they're inside at the 4 and the 5. Then it's Matisse Thybulle. Then there's Damian Lillard. And it's Rain Man in at the shooting guard position. And here's Minnesota now. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Blazers. That one in Portland.
And they played with great energy
of basketball? To win, right? But not just to win individual games. The ultimate goal is to win a championship. Of course, basketball is a team sport. Championships are won by the most complete, most inspired team. Every champion deserves credit. But the question on my mind is, who's the greatest team of all time? With apologies to Phil and Will, I have a list of 8 teams since 1970 that I want to look at as having a claim to that distinction. It is a loaded question, and one that I ultimately can't answer. Is it the teams that were front runners from beginning to end? The ones who were unbeatable at their peak? Maybe the ones who tapped into something special and overcame countless obstacles? There is no right answer. It's your job to make your own call, and it's my job to make the case. So today, I'll be making the case for the 2001 Los Angeles Lakers, the greatest basketball team of all time.
Pass to Rodriguez. Jacks up a 3. Yes. Great play by Lillard to set it up. He's got 5.
Always a bonus when points come from unlikely sources. And you can see this guy's been working on that shot.
And here's McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Got a piece of it.
Well, he's got to be a defensive stalwart, and Jeremy Grant using his size to send it back.
Here's Rodriguez, guarded by Edwards. Thibault passes to Nurkic. Lillard outside, down to 5 on the shot clock. And again, it's the Trailblazers from deep.
He's not going to be shy about using the three-point shot. Lillard has to be effective beyond the arc to keep the D honest.
Towns finds Edwards. Conley against Lillard. Conley passes to Towns. Rebound by the Trailblazers. They defeated Detroit in their last game.
And in that game, it wasn't just the starters who played a big part. They got a ton of points off the bench.
When you get that kind of a complete effort, that's a game you're going to win far more often than not.
Now here's Nurkic. As far as his production, he's averaging about 8 points per game.
Wow, their opponent is doing a tremendous job spacing the floor.
Outside Edwards. Lillard against Conley. Can they get it? And the bucket counts. And he is on his way to the line. He'll try to make it a three-point play. And a new group getting ready for the Timberwolves. Reed's checked in for Gobert. Anderson comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. Prince is checked in for McDaniels. And it's Noel in for Anthony Edwards. A big group substitution here for Portland. Eubanks, he's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Watford comes in for Grant. Sharp, he's checked in for Thibault. And Simon is subbed in for Lillard. Here's Rodriguez. He's got 5. Oh, he got it with a pump fake, but he couldn't finish. Well, the Timberwolves struck gold by getting the #1 pick in the 2015 and 2020 NBA drafts.
You are so right, B.A. Selecting Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, respectively. Two important players that have already had a tremendous impact on this team. You don't want to let them get into a rhythm from out there.
Conley with the ball. In the game against Denver, very impressive. Here's Noel. The shot off that time. Now the Trailblazers will take it the other way. 1:33 left in the first quarter here. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he...
Substitution on the court.
Here's Rodriguez, guarded by Edwards. Pass to Lillard. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Trailblazers able to retain possession here.
Just a millisecond late. So close to coming up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Here's Rodriguez. Coming in off 21 points in his last outing. And Grant gets it to go.
This is where the size, speed, and mobility of Jeremy Grant comes into play. On the roll, tough to deal with.
Towns plays the 4 with Gobert in the middle. Filling in the wings, Edwards and McDaniels. And it's Noel in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup from Minnesota. Goes up with it again. Edwards for 3. It's rebounded by Grant. Portland leading. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Pass to Rodriguez. And it's going to be a 3-second call.
3 seconds. Minnesota ball.
Minnesota's gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far. Outside Edwards. Blocked!
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Hey guys, Rain Man in their last game against the Pistons had a huge game. He ended up with 21 points and stretched the other team out a bit, nailing a few threes. Riding a wave of momentum, this team has been feeding off of his energy. Let's see how long the winning streak continues, guys.
Thanks, Allie. Absolutely. He was a one-man show in that one, Grant.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same mentality tonight.
One of the things I like about this guy, he's able to up the intensity whenever needed, and players really feed off his energy. There's no quitting this guy. He just gives you great effort, and he continues to give you great production.
Here's Rodriguez. He's got 5. And he knocks it down. He's 3 of 5 now from the floor.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
And that replay showed how sensational that drive truly was.
And I love the way he played downhill on that drive. Love the attack mentality in a close game.
Now here's Lillard. A 17-point game for him in the win against Detroit.
He's been a steady presence for them. Nice to have that kind of safety net at the offensive end. And you talk about a basketball family. Jeremy Grant's father was a pro. His uncle, his brothers. I mean, plenty of competition growing up.
Here's Edwards. He's coming off a 25-point game against Denver.
I thought his physicality was crucial, too. You know, he kept the defense on their toes and repeatedly got to the free throw line.
Now here's Lillard. They lead by 6. That's their biggest margin. And even though Jeremy grew up around the game, you know, success wasn't handed to him, Grant.
Not at all. I mean, he was a second-round pick out of Syracuse. And he's really had to prove himself as an NBA player. He has truly come a long way.
Lillard with the ball. Covered by Towns. Lillard with the bucket. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Portland.
Yeah, they're just attacking on defense. Getting those hands out and knocking the ball free. I really like their energy defensively.
The other thing, I cannot be more impressed by the defense they've shown tonight. Their willingness to close on shooters, blocking shots, playing with great effort.
Down low. Here's Rodriguez. And that one falls. His 5th basket in 7 tries.
That's the idea. You work the ball into that area. It's a sweet spot.
Timeout called. The Timberwolves.
Things just aren't going their way. He clearly wants to talk it over.
Well, night in and night out, sometimes it's a battle of runs. Who has the most?
And the Timberwolves will go for a different look here. Reed's checked in for Gobert. Anderson comes in for Towns. Prince is checked in for McDaniels. And Conley subbed in for Noel. Here's Rodriguez. Guarded by Edwards. Inside. Nurkic shot is good. And now it's a 12-point Portland lead.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Outside Edwards. To win the drought. Nurkic with some nice D.
Boy, it's been a struggle in this quarter, and the team needs more from him. There's no doubt.
Crafty move. And he takes it up and lays it in. 14 points for him.
The D hasn't been quick enough to react to the ball inside. That's helped cause this run.
Up top, Edwards. Impressive scoring stats with around 27 points a game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Nine seconds left in the first half of this game. 4 seconds left. Conley up top. Over Lillard. No good on the buzzer beater.
That's the end
and
of the
so
first
it's
half. With the score, your Minnesota Timberwolves 34, the Trailblazers 48.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. Well, Doris, the last few years, we've seen teams put together rosters loaded with talent, but it hasn't always translated to rings.
I think what we've learned, Brian, is that just accumulating talent is not enough to win in this league. What you have to find is a team that fits together well in terms of the individual parts there also has to be that elusive chemistry. You can't define it, hard to win without it.
Checking out the group for Chauncey Billups to start the second half. Grant and Nurkic, they're inside at the 4 and the 5. Then there's Damian Lillard. Then it's Matisse Thybulle. And it's Rain Man in at the shooting guard position.
They've been pretty lax with their perimeter defense, giving up a lot of three-pointers.
Edwards finds Conley. Rebounded by Nurkic. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in the game. Thybulle passes to Nurkic. Back to Thybulle. Lillard outside. 5 to shoot. Trailblazers got to hurry. Got to get up a shot. And here's Grant from the arc. No good that time. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. Outside Edwards. Over a minute and a half now into this third quarter action. Gobert can't hit it from 12 feet.
Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell. Even on the years he's not winning Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert finds a way to finish in the top 3. This is one of the most consistent, elite defenders in the game.
And he knocks down the first one. Endorsement Gobert. It still feels like he doesn't get the credit he deserves.
And BA, at this point, I find that inexcusable. You just watch the game and understand the metrics to see the massive impact that Rudy Gobert has on winning. It is not only on the defensive end either.
Simons is checked in for Portland, and Minnesota calls time here. Minnesota's gone 5 of 10 from beyond the three-point line in this game. Conley passes to Edwards. Here's Towns. And too long on the shot. The Trailblazers have gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Portland again missing.
Since halftime, they've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. Still trying to get their legs under them.
To the paint. Here's Simons. And he banks in the layup. Simons got 5 points.
And now, almost all their points coming from the paint.
The Timberwolves have gone 0 for 3 to start the second half. Pass to Edwards. Back to Conley to halt the run. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Nurkic has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now. That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Outside Edwards. Back to Conley. Outside Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Shot clock at 5. Oh, and he missed the J after tricking the D with a nifty pass fake. Here's Thybulle. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting.
Man, good whistle there.
Personal foul.
The first one falls. Some changes for Minnesota.
Substitution.
Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Trailblazers.
You have to be a fan of the energy they played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
I think one of the things that also strikes me is their activity, forcing turnovers, coming up with steals. It has really shaped the tenor of this game.
Filling in the wings, Edwards and McDaniels. Towns and Gobert, the towering big men at the 4 and the 5. And it's Conley in at the point guard position. So that's the lineup for Minnesota. Hey, we've heard a lot of coaches say, including Warriors coach Steve Kerr, about load management. If you want to see the Stars play more often, cut the schedule back, maybe 72 games. Grant, your thoughts?
You know, B.A., this is a problem and a concern, I think, for the league. You go back 20, 30 years ago, Stars played every night when available. Now you're not seeing that with the workload and the back-to-back and the concern with players and their safety and the amounts of money they make over their contracts. 72 games is a possibility, but I prefer to keep it at 82. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist.
Now here's Lillard. to the wing, right side. Shoots. And it's good as he snugs it right through the net. Lillard's got 9 points here in the second half.
It's been an outstanding performance for them in just about every area.
You know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Here's Alexander Walker. From deep three-point range, Noel, that's good.
Well, the defense daring him to shoot, and he makes them pay for their disrespect.
Pass to Rodriguez. To the inside, deflects the pass. Nurkic. And he lays it up and in.
Yeah, in the paint, Nurkic can be a monster. He's got all the physical gifts he needs to dominate.
Here's Alexander Walker, covered by Thibault. Here's McLaughlin. Pass to Noel. Out to the right wing. Towns for three. They get the rebound. Knight. Nurkic with some nice D.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
Shots good by Rodriguez.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Outstanding dribble drive. And that replay was brought to you by Mobile One.
And this is exactly what you love to see. Up big, not letting up. Keep on applying pressure to their defense.
Here's Knight, and there's a whistle. He'll head to the line to shoot two. And we've heard the cautionary tales in the past. Does it seem like players today are getting better financial advice, in your opinion, Grant, to make their money last?
Yeah, B.A., I think they're getting better financial advice, but I also think that the times that we're in, I think there's more awareness. Players understand the pitfalls or potential setbacks. The social media, digital age, all the information's there. So players today, yes, they're making more money, and I actually think they're doing a better job of protecting and saving their money, too.
Knox, nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Absolutely ferocious finish from Mr. Knox. Just salute him.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's McLaughlin. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter. Count the basket.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
It takes incredible effort to stay connected to the hip of the offensive player. You've got to want to work.
Now here's Lillard. Here's Rodriguez. Yes, great play by Lillard to set it up. Lillard's got his 7th assist here tonight.
A floor general like Lillard won't miss that assist. He easily spots the wide open shooter and connects.
Here's McLaughlin. Here's Rivers. Winslow with the defensive effort.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Trailblazers.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And they're getting ready to notch their 33rd win of the year.
It's just a great matchup for them. And they're looking for the 4-game season sweep in their next meeting.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Rain Man.
Boy, his activity really stood out to me on the defensive end. He harassed ball handlers, came up with steals in transition. You had the feeling guys were looking over their shoulder, worried he was going to pick their pocket.
And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. That one on Anderson.
Well, you got to think of Kevin Knox's...
So no problem for Portland.